You are made of meat, my friend, all the way down.
The following podcast uses words like and also. If you're not into any of that shit, then now's your chance.
3, 2, 1.
Run.
Welcome back to the conversation. Tell me who I'm talking to. Let's get on down to imagination. You are me and I am you. Super familiar. Super familiar. I wanna be super familiar. Don't be a stranger.
Welcome to Super Familiar with the Wilsons. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Josh, and this is the podcast about Marriage 2.0 and kids.
And SideQuest.
Or with kids, not and kids. Right?
I mean, it's fine. There and with, it's fine. In spite of.
Yes, Winthrop right now is in the other room making throat noises that are driving me absolutely up the wall.
Well, he's smelting copper. And apparently that's what you need to do when one smelts copper.
Well, so I was sitting here in this room setting up, and he started making these noises in the back of his throat. So I yell into the other room, Winthrop, are you okay? Yeah. What are you doing? Making noises. So I go in there, and I said, why are you doing this? And he said, because it feels good.
But this started before because he's trying to imitate the noise of the nether portal in Minecraft.
Oh, is Minecraft still a thing? Is that going to get us listens? Should I put...
You should put Minecraft in the title. Well, that's why he's smelting copper. He's not like just, in our living room smelting copper. He's playing Minecraft with his friend, which is cute because his friend and his friend's little sister, so they're like 2 9-year-olds and a 7-year-old girl, are playing Minecraft, and they talk to each other in the chat, which is really cute. Mm-hmm. There was a noise that came out of his tablet while I was sitting there having breakfast, and I looked at him, and he said, oh, that's the nether portal. Let me see if I can make that noise. So then he made me listen to it, and then he just kept repeating it. So that's the noise he was making. But I'm sure that it also felt good.
This is your fault then.
Well, how is this my fault?
It's because he wouldn't have made the noise had you not said, oh, what's that noise?
Well, because
Winthrop?
I didn't know. Anyway, maybe he's going to be a Foley artist.
Yeah, that's definitely one job that's safe from AI. We opened our pub for Amanda's birthday party, and I want to reflect upon that a little bit. If you've not been following us, this is the first episode that you've ever listened to. We took our spare room that used to belong to our son Andrew, and we turned it into a little bitty pub.
And we are recording to you from the location.
We are recording to you from the location, yes. Apparently Amanda's had a little bit of fun from the pub.
I'm legit and the only one who doesn't have something from the pub in their coffee right now.
At the beginning of this week, this pub was an empty room with 3 walls that had green paint on it.
Yeah.
And we had a party coming up at the end of the week that we had announced to all of our friends, hey, come celebrate Amanda's birthday party and bring things to stock this pub that we will open. And you were nervous.
I was because, until like Thursday, the walls weren't finished. And then you were like, oh, on Tuesday you freaked out because of the bar top so you did this really cool thing, which you turned this existing dresser that we had, which was a nice solid piece of wood furniture, into the bar. And you bought a bar top, but you hadn't stained it yet. And on Monday you were like, oh, I should probably do that so that it's dry. So you went downstairs at like 9:30 p.m. Monday night out to the garage to stain the thing. And I always feel guilty when we're talking about something and then you just get up and go do it. I understand that's because you're like, I need to do it now, but I always feel like you're doing it to like appease me and I've created this situation.
What happens is that I don't consider the consequences of not doing something right then. You help me consider the consequences. And so then, therefore, I go do it. But you take that as I'm going and I'm doing it and I'm pissed.
Just to shut me up.
Like somehow I'm doing what you want to spite you, which is a new relationship dynamic that we have here. Because that's how you treat it. Then you're like, oh, don't go do it now. And I'm like, I'm freaking doing what you want me to do. Like I see the importance of it. So I come down, I stain the bar top, I wake up the next morning, and I show Amanda. I said, look, isn't this great? I said, it's probably going to be lighter than the rest of the room. I said, but that's okay. Oh, it was not okay.
It was not okay.
All of a sudden, you started to go from what a nice gift that you're giving me for my birthday to very specifically how you wanted everything to be.
No, false. The only thing that I mandated was this bar top. Because the piece of furniture underneath it is a dark wood. And I, as it is, it's still lighter, but it's much closer and it's warm. Like before it was like a cool tone. This is warm.
Beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you. I worked like a house of fire.
Yeah.
Friday night, I was up until midnight and a little past messing with this. And I don't know what you were thinking would happen down here. I don't know what you were thinking it would look like. But what I've done is I put up slats to imitate nice wainscoting and paneling. I had put up 6 wireless lights and these really ornate, cool-looking brass light fixtures, hung pictures, moved furniture, assembled the bar, put up a dartboard. I mean, I kicked ass.
Yeah, no,
right?
It's so good. It's so good.
But I don't know what she was expecting because when she came down, she was like overly surprised.
And
like,
I cried.
And she cried, yes. For once, this guy did something.
For once. Hush, I married you.
All right, the second time I did something good then.
All right. No, I did. It's beautiful. Like I don't know what I don't know what I was expecting. So I can't answer that question for you, but it's beautiful. And the reason I cried is because, we leaned a little bit nautical. So my brother, who we've talked about before, was career Navy. He was a captain. He worked at the Pentagon. He retired and he wound up, having a fairly tragic end. And we'll get into that story some other time. But when Winthrop was born, I took all of this Navy stuff and made this nautical nursery. And Winthrop immediately had no interest in anything that had to do with the ocean or sailing or whatever, and only wanted to talk about construction.
Yes.
Or frustruction, as he called it. And so we've got all this. And you even bought me a ship's bell.
Yes.
And so we had to hang things up. So it's got taken a little bit of a nautical bent, but Josh also went and got my brother's portrait from when he was commissioned as an officer and hung it up. And that's why I cried, which is a nice Memorial Day tribute as well.
Yeah.
So we're still looking for a name for the pub.
Well,
now we're trying to lean a little nautical.
Right. But this is what I'm saying to you. We cannot end this episode without a name for this pub.
Well, I like the ship's bell. And you keep saying we can't use bell because of Bell End.
Right. That's the thing, though.
But we have a freaking bell in the pub.
I wanted to call it the Admiral's Bell.
Yes.
Right? That's what I wanted to call it. Your brother, if he'd had stayed in,
he was slated to make Admiral, yeah.
Made it Admiral. And so I think that that's really cool. But we can't fucking call it the Admiral's Bell. That's ridiculous.
There is a person who would have been an Admiral in here and a bell in here. None of that is false.
I think that we should actually go the opposite direction.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm not quite certain how many people know the reference to Bell and Bell End. Although the thing just happened with the president and King Charles, so that it may be on people's mind now. And they may be aware of that reference from UK slang, that Bell means penis. So I think that we just call it Bell End. 2 words.
The Bell End.
Bell End.
The Bell's
pub.
End.
The Bell's End.
This is where the bell ends.
And then if people don't know it, great. And then if they do
I'm
know
actually really okay with our pub being the Bell's End, just so you know.
The Bell's End.
I'm really okay with this.
All right, I'm going to write that down. But I do want to consider some other choices just in case.
You know what a byproduct of this space was that I wasn't expecting?
What's that?
How much the dog loves this space.
The dog is a pub dog now.
He is.
Usually when we're recording, he is scampering all around, frustrating the ever-loving shit about me, which is why I was so excited the last 3 or 4 weeks, however long it was that we were recording outside, because the dog was inside. But now he's sitting on the chair. He's not barking. He's not bothering us. And I can relax.
He's usually my little shadow. He goes everywhere that I go. And when we were getting ready for the party, I kept looking around. I'm like, I'm in the kitchen and he is not in here. I'd walk into the pub and he'd just be laying on the rug. Like, I think it is a calming, chill space for him.
It is like a big hug, this place. It's
it
nice,
is. I heard
nice
some people
dark
say that.
Green paint on the walls, dark wood. It's really nice.
And you've honored the Belsons with your choice of football flags.
Oh, yes, I do have a giant Chelsea flag and a giant Arsenal flag. Although, Gavin, answer us this, because Amanda looked at the Chelsea flag, and what she sees, so it's got, is that a lion in the middle there?
Or a dragon, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's some sort of mythical beast in the middle, and it's surrounded by the words Chelsea Football Club, and it has ornamentation. One is a red flower, and the other one is what looks like an American volleyball. So, Gavin, do the footballs over there, are they really volleyballs? Because I thought that footballs pretty much everywhere had the hexagon shapes on it. Gavin, let us know.
Well, we bought Winthrop football when we were in the UK,
Yeah.
so I just need to go look at it.
Well, also, it could just be that I bought like a knockoff flag. Is Chelsea spelled right?
No, because we had one of my really good friends was here and she was wearing a Chelsea jersey.
Yeah.
And I looked back at the picture of her in front of the flag and it's the same football.
Okay, so good. So we did not get the Timo Chelsea flag. Having a pub in your house is a very interesting dynamic, though. First of all, it is set up as a bar, and I was standing behind the bar because I was comfortable, but I certainly wasn't serving people or mixing drinks. And so everyone would come up to me and be like, as you would, because of your condition.
You were the bartender.
And I'm like, no, I'm just standing here because this is my fucking bar. You get your own drinks. I had all the bottles set out in front. I pointed to the glasses. I said, y'all deal with yourselves. But also, it was all of the great things of having the pub without any of the headaches of having the pub, except for cleanup, which wasn't too bad.
It wasn't really bad.
It's a small room, and by and large, our guests were polite. The tremendous benefit of having this pub is that we got this space where it's very chill. The rest of the house was madness because we invited way too many people in the house.
There were like 35 people
I
here.
just stayed in this room.
Yeah.
I just stayed in here, and I went out once for the birthday cake situation, and it was wall-to-wall people.
Yes.
Like we had,
That's where I was the whole time because
like-
I was making sure everybody was eating and doing all the things.
but you didn't need to because whatever, it's your party. But we had like 50 people here.
We did not. There were 35.
Well, anyway, small house, 50 people. It happened. It was fun in here. People were playing darts, which I didn't know whether they would do or not, whether they would just think it was ornamentation or whatever, but they were in here and playing darts, and people were chatting about all sorts of ridiculous shit. The other benefit to having a home pub is that when you have a party, people bring you liquor.
Yeah. Yeah.
People were bringing liquor in. I have more beer than I know what to do with. By the way, if you're anywhere in town, come get some beer.
Come to the Bell's End.
And get some beer.
We got some beer. We
have
got some
lots
local
of beer.
beer. We got some Guinness. We've got whatever. Come and get it, please. Well, I don't drink beer. Josh rarely drinks beer.
No,
so
that's not true. I have Guinness. Like
you'll drink the Guinness.
If they just brought Guinness, I'd be happy as Larry. But they brought all these other things, which is great because I was happy that they did it, and I was grateful that they were so generous. But this is what I'm saying. Whenever we have a party and we utilize this pub, it's going to be like, and bring some alcohol. I'll be like a feudal lord.
Yes,
with people
people come up to
bringing
you
their
asking for your
tribute to me,
mercies. Yes.
and then they can also partake as well because I can't have all of it. It was just great.
Well, so let's be clear. So what you said to people was bring something Amanda would want for the pub, right? So there was a lot of wine because I don't drink beer. So there was a lot of wine. But also like people were bringing pub snacks. Neighbor Kate brought mocktails because that's what we have together. We have non-alcoholic happy hour and really great. But a really good friend of mine and his wife, actually, I don't think she had anything to do with it. I think this happened in spite of her, brought what I am looking at now on this bar and need it to go far, far away. He brought a giant 40-ounce jar of Big John's pickled eggs. My God, it's red. Red dye number 40 is in the ingredient list, and you had it up in front of a light yesterday, and it looked like a specimen jar from the Mad Scientist lab.
It looked like an exhibit at the International Testicle Museum.
I mean, it is
a bunch of boiled eggs in red liquid, and with the light going behind it, I'm like, oh, that's where the sperm stay.
I don't eat boiled eggs, period, so I'm not about to start eating those. So unless you want to start that, Matt either needs to come get it back or that needs to go to someone. I'll put it on Facebook, come get my stuff page.
We need to have a contest then you could win Big John's Pickled Eggs, which already sounds like a euphemism. The good thing about this, though, is it never needs refrigeration.
Is that what it says?
Yes. It has red number 40 and red number 3 because they needed to get the exact right shade of red, so they had to mix 2 reds.
I can't even look at it. I need it to go away. But this is how Matt does life. For my birthday last year, he got me a Dobby sculpture, from Harry Potter, which I'm not even into. I wound up giving it to Winthrop's teacher for teacher appreciation because she was a Harry Potter fan. So it worked out.
Oh, I thought you told her it was a Jill Biden doll.
Hush. So do you think we can repurpose this? Like, which of Winthrop's teachers do you think would want Big John's Pickled Eggs for teacher appreciation?
Miss G.
Yeah, Miss G totally would want this.
So let's talk a little bit about the chat that was had in this pub. There is no way I could ever have guessed some of the things that folks decided that they wanted to talk about.
Well, I wasn't in here long, so.
Well, I found out that apparently Kermit and Miss Piggy got
broken up
or divorced or whatever in August 2015.
So
did you know this?
No, I was in and out for that because I kept going back in to check on people. So I felt like I couldn't be in one space very long. Because, like, supposedly these people were here for me and they were in all different spaces. So I was trying to wander around. And I heard that. And then I left. And then I heard you guys talking about how he dated, like, a human CEO or something for a while.
No. Some of the people were drunk. They got the story wrong. So apparently there was a reboot of a show or something.
Okay.
And reboot of the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
And a plot line was that they were no longer together, right?
Yeah, okay.
And they had Kermit dating someone from HR, quote unquote, but it was another pig.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It was not a human.
I heard like I was very confused, but I also didn't stick around to listen. And that's the thing is like, I have decided since we have a pub in our house, I have to be very moderate in any alcohol consumption because there could be an opportunity to just feel very sick. So I had 2 drinks the entire night spread out. Like I was very, very aware of everything that was happening. And it's an interesting space to be in when other people aren't so much and you're sitting listening and trying to make sense of their conversations.
Well, I didn't sense that this conversation was off of the rails, except for the subject matter itself. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. I guess it was a sober conversation, but it felt like it wasn't.
But I need to know who at Disney greenlit this.
Right?
Like no one wanted this, right? The kids do not want to watch a show where the 2 main characters are splitting up. We don't want to remind them of mommy and daddy or whatever may or may not be happening, right? Yeah. It's not why they watch this. They want to watch it for fun and jokes and all this. We don't need to inject soap opera. The adults who grew up with the Muppets don't need yet another thing from their childhood broken. Mm-hmm. We have been so disappointed by leaders and by whole systems that we grew up with, that we believed in, and then we look back and we're like, well, that's actually sucked.
Yep.
We certainly didn't want that or need that.
No.
You know who needed that?
The people at the Muppets?
Disney.
Maybe Kermit was just really over Piggy.
Okay. I'm going to stop us right here. They're not real beings.
All right, fine.
They need to stop. Okay, first of all, they need to stop rebooting
Are they
things.
back together?
No, I don't know. Maybe. Who cares? I don't know. I don't care anymore. This is what has happened. Disney fucked around with the property. Now I don't want to know from it.
I was never a big Muppets fan at all.
Oh, I freaking love the Muppets. Oh, such a clever show.
You're also older than me. So maybe like you got it in a way I didn't get it. I was a giant Sesame Street fan. Like giant. But Muppets I never got into the Muppets. The only thing that I remember seeing the Muppets Take Manhattan and liking that. But that was it. Yeah. Maybe I just wanted, that's where my love of New York started. I don't know.
No, I mean, I didn't really care for any of the movies. I just liked the original show. And the first movie. The first movie was gold. They just needed to leave that stuff alone. But of course, the money grubbers are like, we got to get our hand. We got to make this interesting. Listen, I'm telling you right now, like I have my last straw. My last straw with pop culture in general and with this whole like consumerist driven pop culture is if they reboot Breaking Bad with Fred Rogers, I am out.
What's wrong with you?
I am moving to the tundra with a book of matches and my therapeutic pillow, and you just leave me there in the middle of nothing, and I will be happy because no one will be able to steal any more of my childhood from me.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you've asked me over and over, like, who would you be the most disappointed? Because we talk about Cosby and we talk about these people that we grew up with. Who would you be the most disappointed if something came out? And hands down, it's Fred Rogers. And so far, I've made it to 51, and no one has sullied his memory for me yet.
They need to leave it alone. Other things that they talked about, weirdly, a lot of VeggieTales talk.
We did talk about VeggieTales. And I had forgotten that I had a Bob and Larry stuffy until we were having that conversation. I took it to camp with me.
So does everyone know what VeggieTales is?
I think if you were raised in the church, they did. Did you know VeggieTales?
I was aware. I never watched it because it was after my time.
Because you were older, yeah.
But I was, of course, aware because it was. I mean, they even had a VeggieTales movie at one point, didn't they? Like
no, they had a couple movies.
But was it known to the broader non-Christian culture?
I don't know. I think a lot of them know that Where Is My Hairbrush song. I think that one went mainstream. It was a crossover hit.
Way too much talk about Larry the cucumber.
We couldn't figure out what vegetable Jesus was, and then we realized Jesus was never a vegetable. But we think the angel of the Lord was asparagus. We went down a VeggieTale rabbit hole for a while in here.
That's when I thought people were really drunk.
No, we were all sober for this conversation.
And then my dear friend Jason Sanders invented a new cocktail.
Yes, he did.
Because what he did was, you had Capri Suns.
For the children.
For the children. He grabbed one, he sauntered in here, and he's like, I wonder what this would be like in a cocktail. So he made a Capri Sun and gin cocktail.
It was gin and juice, baby.
Is that what
his
it was?
money was on his mind, and his mind was on his money. It's fine.
So that was, and he liked it as well.
He did. He kept drinking it.
He's a very inventive fellow. And to talk about bars, he has got this liquor cabinet at home.
Crazy, I know. And they don't drink it. His wife was telling me.
Yeah,
they need to have parties just to get rid of it.
It is like 4 or 5 tiers, I feel like, with categories.
Yeah.
And, the wine is probably sorted by decade.
And it had to have been driving him nuts that things were just here on the bar and people were grabbing them.
Well, he was getting really annoyed that people would wander in and open a new bottle of wine
when there was
other wine, because I guess they didn't want just that vintage of like $2 Chuck or whatever.
Right. $2 Chuck is now $4.
The pub was a great experience. Good test drive. We're going to have many more people around to justify having this thing. Because I was sitting here in the middle of the party and enjoying the people coming in and out and everyone chatting. But I was like, why did we do this?
Because I love this room. Hush. Don't ruin this for me.
No, but it's just, when you think about it, like a whole room now, we've turned into a pub.
Yeah, but it's not just a pub, though. Like, I mean, yes, there is a bar here and yes, there is alcohol. We had that in the kitchen. That's the thing, is that there's a chess set, there's a dartboard set, there's bookshelves, there's chairs. Like, I can do my homework in here. Like, it's a nice place just to sit and chat with people. Or just when this was the office, you and I used to just come and sit and listen to music in the office
early on
when it was still not cluttered.
And then it started to build up a whole bunch of shit. That's one thing that this has done for me, is it's, again, whenever we move stuff around, it makes me realize how much extra shit that we have that we just need to get rid of.
Yeah.
So this is actually a good exercise for people to do every now and again. Not only just go around and like clean up, you almost have to shake the chessboard when all the pieces fall off, and you have to set them back up to see how much junk is like squirreled away, like under the bed or behind a cabinet or whatever. So we've gotten rid of a lot of stuff.
Yep.
There was a lot of stuff in here. Now, I say that the closet in this room is chock-a-block full of nonsense that we need to get rid of.
Yeah, don't open that door.
I don't know.
I also told somebody not to go in our garage.
Yeah.
Too, because they were talking about something. I said, do not go in the Wilson's garage.
So it's a good exercise to really kind of turn your rooms upside down every now and again. Is that a thing that people used to do, that they would just rearrange their rooms?
I grew up like that. I mean, I grew up like every so often I would just rearrange my furniture. I mean, and from the time that I was like a kid and then through my teen years, whatever, because it just made it feel different. And I remember waking up the next morning and being like, oh, this is a new fun space, because I would just move the bed or move my vanity or move something in it. Yeah.
Here's the thing. As you age, time just seems to speed up faster and faster. Yeah. But one of the reasons why is because you get into a routine and there's less and less novelty in your life. And novelty, new things, new experiences, that's what makes the time feel longer. As opposed to just doing the same old thing 24/7. And then you wake up in 20 years and you're like, shit, those 2 decades just went by. Where did they go? Well, now we have this signpost. This is the week that we totally changed this room, right? Now this is a different room. We also, as a result of changing this room, we brought some cabinets in from the dining room. Now the dining room looks totally different.
Yeah, it's nice, so I like it.
That's the reason why then. I have answered my own question. We do this so that we can extend the time that we have, so we can have more novelty.
I think we need to take that same lens to our room.
All right. I'm so tired. Can we just live in the happiness of this for a while?
We can, but I laid there and I thought about something. Muffy did this thing this week where, when we moved her back from the dorm, everything was just in the loft. And we told her, you gotta deal with this because we're having this party and that's where the kids go. We put the TV out there and that's where they go. But Muffy has, from the time that she was little, cleaning her room is a full experience because she cleans, but then she organizes. Like, it's not just a tidy up your room.
Right.
It is a process.
Right.
Well, so she wasn't going to be able to get it done in the depth that she wanted to get it done. So she just cleaned out the loft and her room still needs to be done. But she kept bringing things into our room. I don't want this. What do I do with it? And I had flashbacks to when she was little. That's how she cleaned her room when she was 5. She just bring me the stuff she didn't want. I don't want this doll. What do I do with it? I don't know. I don't want it either.
Marketplace?
Right. Come get my stuff. So it's like she wandered in with a pair of sweatpants. I don't want these, but they have a stain on it. What do I do? I guess we throw them away, which breaks everybody's heart because we don't want to add to the landfill. But and then I was like, why is your hamper in here? And she was like, oh, because I have another hamper now. I don't need that one anymore, which actually worked out well because you need a hamper in your closet, so not have one for you. But yeah, like this is how she cleans, and it's how she's always cleaned, by just bringing me the stuff she doesn't want. Winthrop does it too. Brings me the stuff from his room he doesn't want. I don't want their things. That is why they are their things.
Well,
just tell them to put it in the garage.
Muffy has a phone. She has Facebook.
No,
I think,
Muffy does not have Facebook. No,
okay.
Nobody in her age has Facebook. Blukey, do you have Facebook? I don't think that you do.
Well, she's got to sort it out. Like, go ahead and post it on something. Like, hey, come get my stuff.com or whatever it is. So she's got to sort that out. With
the pickled eggs. You know what I just learned looking at this thing? It is the official snack of the South.
Of course it is. I thought that was...
I was boiled peanuts, I would have said.
No, I thought that was the pig's feet that comes, by the way,
Gross.
in this very same color. Is this like the South's official food preparation color? Because the pickled pig's feet also comes in this shade.
Well, I'm very happy that our friends that brought this are vegetarian, so they weren't even a little bit tempted to bring me pig's feet.
I don't think that goes in a bar in any case.
Maybe. I don't know, but I thought he was just getting confused with like Southern dive bars.
Yes.
But you said that Gavin said they have these in the fish and the chippies.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. One thing that I did learn about being an introvert during this little party. First of all, I think I've determined
Not a little party.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think I've determined that I don't need to have 50 people in my house anymore.
Okay, you can stop adding 15 of them. It was 35.
Well, we went on this kick of having these huge parties in our house. And I think maybe I am now to the point where I've graduated to just small gatherings. But I was considering how I felt the next day on Sunday, because Saturday I spent the whole day basically in the house getting the room the rest of the way ready. I went to the store for a little bit, but in general, I stayed in the house, which is something we don't usually do on Saturdays. Yesterday, basically spent the whole day in the house.
Yeah, we didn't leave the house yesterday.
Didn't leave the house. In fact, I haven't changed even yet. I'm still.
Are you still wearing Saturday night's clothes?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I have changed clothes.
I mean, I've bathed.
Did you just put the same clothes back on?
No. So anyway,
the
point is this. The point is that I used to think of it as, I'm an introvert. My social batteries are drained. I can't possibly do anything, so I need this time to recover. What if that's not the right way to think of it? What if the way to think of it is more positively that I've had my batteries socially filled.
Yes.
By that party.
Glass half full. Got it.
Everyone, I think, needs to have that kind of connection. It's just that I've had enough. See, if you look at it the other way, it's like I have this battery power that I'm just trying to hold on to.
Yeah.
And when I'm around people, it gets sucked out of me. Well, that sucks.
Maybe it's just full now.
That stinks. I'd rather think of it as I am filled up. That's all I have needed. We are going to have the neighbors over for some pub time this evening, and that will be our first social interaction since the party. And I'm perfectly good with that. Now, good thing that this happened over a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
Because I would not be ready for work if I had to get up for work and go there this morning.
Yeah,
I would not.
I'm not
have been
doing that
able to
either.
do that. So that's how I'm going to think of it from now on. Not that I'm an introvert and I'm this tender little shoot that can only take so much social interaction. It's more that I only need so much social interaction, and then when I have what I need, then I'm fine. Then I'm done, and it's good.
Yeah, I know, but we talked about having smaller parties, but I do want to know how we deal with this issue that you brought up. Is that you over invite because experience tells you you're going to lose about 10 to 15%, right? So how do you do that if you're inviting 6 people?
Invite 10 people,
Okay.
and then you're happy.
Okay.
See, we invite 14, 15, 16 people. And then for this last thing, people brought other people. That's new.
Yeah.
Which, happy to have everyone here. And they were all
And we had enough
celebrating.
food. Like, it was good.
Yeah, no. And they were all celebrating you. It was fine. But we just had what I think was the tipping point of, I'm like, oh, I'm reconsidering this big party situation.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're not going to call the pub the Bell's End because that sounds like a strip club. Not doing it.
All right. Well, the
It
podcast is almost over and you have to come up with something.
It has to do with expectation is all I'm saying, because they're going to come in here. They're going to see me behind the bar. It's called the Bell's End. They're like, let's see the Bell's End. I'm like, no, that's all right. I mean, we might as well just call it the Big Ding Dong. How about that?
Shush.
That's also on theme both ways. Are you tired of museums that, quite frankly, just don't have the balls to be different? Well, then come on down to the International Testicle Museum, where every exhibit is a nut to be cracked, and history has never been this well-rounded. Our permanent collection covers ancient history, comparative anatomy, and the surprisingly rich folklore of the scrotum, because every culture in its own way has something to say on that subject. From now until next Tuesday, we are running a guided tour through our Hall of the Vas Deferens, because you deserve to know where you came from. Our gift shop is fully stocked. Pick up a snow globe or 2, a tote bag, a novelty bookmark, or a keychain that your aunt will absolutely bring up every Christmas. The International Testicle Museum. We're the museum that has the stones to do what other museums won't.
Super familiar with Vincent. Get it! What time is it? Game time! Boom!
That song means it's game time, and it is my favorite by our son, AJCW, whose room we've now turned into a pub. Thanks, Andrew.
Andrew, you can't come back now.
That's right. Well, I guess you could live in the pub.
That'd be
seems
amazing.
dangerous, though, right? All right, so we are going to play Flashbacks. We've not played Flashbacks in a while, and as it's Memorial Day weekend, there might be some interesting history. So the conceit of this game, it comes from the New York Times.
Not a sponsor.
No. Josh is going to get a clue or an event from history, and he has to place it on a timeline. Now, New York Times will give you an anchoring event with the time, but Josh likes to make it a little bit harder for himself and try to guess the first one. So the first one is French troops rushed to the Battle of, I don't know, this is a French word. It's spelled like Marne, but I don't know if that's how they say it because there's an E on the end. French troops rushed to the Battle of Marne taking taxis. Drivers let the meter run and build a military. So they go to the battle in taxis. Why? I don't know.
Okay, so taxis tells me it's more recent than I would think. Because I always think about the French battle of this or the Spanish battle of that or the English battle of whatever is in the 1800s. But I'm going to say that it is early 1900s.
Okay. But you have to make a guess. Usually you guess.
1920.
All right, 1914. So good. Okay. Doesn't really count toward anything. But all right, here we go. Your next one, and you have to tell me if it was before or after the Battle of Marne. A Sumerian priestess,
Okay.
Enhudwana, I apologize to her for that, becomes one of the world's first known writers. In one hymn, she describes an early form of writer's block.
Okay, so obviously that's before 1914.
Yes.
So I get a point for that. But then do I get the bonus point for trying to guess within, let's say, 20 years of when it was? Or no, 100 years. Because
100 years.
This is way back in the day.
This is
so
in the
this is
oldie-timey
like
days.
this is like BC times. This is like BC 1500.
Okay, well, it is BC times, but it is circa 2300 BCE. So you don't get your bonus point.
All right, go ahead.
All right, the third one. Amid a coup attempt in Moscow, Pizza Hut delivers hundreds of pizzas and 20 cases of Pepsi to Boris Yeltsin, the Russian president. It boosts morale.
All right, so obviously that's after 1914, so I get that point. And Boris Yeltsin was during Clinton's presidency, I believe. So that's in the 90s. So I'm going to say 94.
1991.
Okay, very good. I get that point.
Yeah, you do.
All right, go ahead.
All right. During Napoleon III's reign, a French aerialist performs the first flying trapeze act. He wears a one-piece outfit, which is later named after him, Jules Leotard. I never knew that. This is fascinating to me.
Oh, goodness. Next, we're going to be talking about...
There is a picture of the gentleman in this
Is there?
leotard, and I can see his bell's end.
Next, we're going to be talking about Johannes Douchebag.
No.
Let's see. That is 1860.
1859.
Bam!
You get your bonus point.
Burning up, baby.
Morocco is the first nation to recognize U.S. independence. It later seizes an American ship when the U.S. ignores their treaty deal.
Oh, how ungrateful were we?
Yep.
So, like, 1780.
Okay, hold on. What did that? 1777.
Oh, yeah, it would be earlier, wouldn't it? Okay.
The first McDonald's drive-thru opens in Arizona. It's aimed at soldiers from a nearby base who weren't allowed to patronize stores in uniform unless in a car.
Oh, what?
I had no
Really?
idea.
Okay.
We're learning a lot of military history from Memorial Day.
So that was, yes, this is the important military history. That was 1953.
All right, so before Moscow and Pizza Hut, but after the taxis.
Yes.
1975, the year I was born.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I would thought drive-thrus would have been around a lot earlier than that.
Okay.
In Pennsylvania, the U.S. Mint is founded under Alexander Hamilton, the Treasury Secretary. To roll out the first copper coins, it uses oxen and horses. This is a weird fact.
Okay, so that's like, let's see, well, that has to be like 1785.
So after Morocco.
That's
but
right.
before Leotard.
Yes.
1792
Oh, okay.
or 93. It's not sure. There is a hyphen.
I'm giving myself the point.
Okay. America uses the McKinley tariff to pressure Canada into joining the U.S. It backfires. Canadian pride surges, trade with Britain booms, and U.S. prices skyrocket. Sounds familiar.
Okay. Ooh.
McKinley.
1853.
So before Leotard?
Before Leotard.
1890. It's the first one you've gotten wrong. All right, here's your last
No,
one.
but I still got it right.
No, you got it wrong on the timeline. All right, this is the last one.
All right, go ahead.
An English, that's how we said that word, scientist, John William Strutt, is the first person to scientifically explain why the sky is blue.
This is going to be earlier than I think. So I'm going to say 1600.
Okay, so between BCE and Morocco.
Yes.
1871.
Damn it. Why did they cluster everything in
You
this?
got 6 out of 8, but a bonus point, so 7 out of 8, friend.
No, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4 bonus points. So I have 10 points.
Okay, whatever. Keep your own points. I don't care.
Wait, That's what I got. What are you talking about?
Because you gave yourself bonus points. I wasn't counting.
Yes.
You're right. You're right.
Yes,
No,
this
you're
is
right.
you-
You're
listen,
right. I only
if-
gave you one bonus point.
If you learn anything, folks, you have to be your own advocate, even in
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah, there you go. Advocate for yourself.
All right, so the New York Times gives us little factoids based on these questions. What are some of the things that we can learn?
McDonald's thing is baseball fans are bringing their own fast food to the stadium and teams don't mind. Baseball stadiums have lax outside food policies and fans love it. And the picture is a guy eating a plate of spaghetti and meatballs with garlic bread at the stadium.
Very good.
Maybe we can, maybe somebody
Times are
wants our
tough.
pickled eggs.
Oh, yes, pickled. No, we can't send this to a ball field because these will end up on the field.
People just chucking it at the team.
Can't do that. Today's episode is brought to you by ComeGetMyStuff.com. It's the socially acceptable way to leave your crap by the side of the road.
No one likes to be told what to do.
And now's the time in the program where we tell you what to do. Amanda, what should we do?
So I'm going to recommend a book. I think I recommended a book last week. I'm recommending a new book. I recommended the Libby app, and I heard from Refined Gay Jeff, who appreciated my shout out to the Libby app. Also, Jeff is loving the pub. We got his absolute seal of approval. So Jeff, the next thing is you need to come here and stay at the pub. We will put a cot out in the pub for you, and you can stay in the pub like a real British inn.
He would like for us to call it the Bell End.
The Bell's End. It has to be possessive. The bell is in possession of the end. Anyway, I'm recommending this book called The Storm by New York Times bestselling author Rachel Hawkins. It is Southern Gothic. It's not horror, but it's definitely Southern Gothic mystery. And I was drawn to it because it's about a town on the Gulf Coast in Alabama that has a storied history with hurricanes. And that is something that we can identify with here. But really fascinating group of characters, these women, and just the impacts of, the skeletons in the closet from days gone by and the impact on people now. And it's kind of been a little bit of a slow burn as the hurricane's been building out in the Gulf and it's about to hit. And it's really interesting. And the audiobook has a cast of 7 characters who, an ensemble cast, and they're all good. Because I get real picky about a narrator. And so anyway, I'm recommending The Storm by Rachel Hawkins.
We found a show on YouTube called the Canadian Great British
Canadian
Throwdown.
Pottery Throwdown. Great Canadian Pottery Throwdown.
Anyway, it's a takeoff on the Pottery Throwdown from England. And we couldn't find any of those episodes to watch, so I did a little searching on YouTube, and they have a Canadian version. I'm like, well, this is going to suck, But because whenever I've seen American versions of British properties, it's usually been inferior. I've not liked it.
And it's obnoxious. Americans are obnoxious.
Except for Sanford and Son, which is much superior to Steptoe and Son from whence it came. But that's neither here nor there. We found this Canadian Pottery Throwdown show to be delightful. It is starring the lady who was in Schitt's Creek as the
mayor's wife.
The mayor's wife.
Jennifer
Richards? Robertson?
Robertson? Something like
I
that.
don't know. Who could be bothered to look it up? My phone's only right here. Anyway, she's fun, and it has 2 Canadian pottery experts. The only thing that is a little iffy to me is Seth Rogen is involved with this project. The first episode, he was there, right? And then in successive episodes, he has had little taped segments. Apparently, he's a potter, right? There's the connection. And he's probably it looks like he's a pretty good potter. He knows what he's doing because he does like little video demos for the potters during the show. But I cannot get past his laugh.
It's really awful. And I did not know this about him.
Oh, he's got I don't even think I can do it.
No, it is. That's what it sounds like. But it's like so incessant. And so it sounds like he's putting it on, right? Like he's trying to be obnoxious.
Yes, but who would put that on?
No, it's like he's trying to be obnoxious. But because it's like, we've talked about Jimmy Carr and how Jimmy Carr has that obnoxious laugh. But when he gets really tickled about something and starts laughing, it does not sound the same.
Right.
So that is that is an affectation to an extent. I believe that it's a little bit him, but like really, this is just, it's bad.
The point is that Seth Rogen aside,
Yeah, it's a lovely show.
it is a very pleasant show. And hopefully we'll be able to watch all of it before they take all the episodes down. So that's what I recommend.
Better go start watching now.
Go watch it if you can find it, because it's very calming, as is the original show, and it's worth watching.
There are other seasons of the original show on YouTube. We just can't get the newest one. And if you have HBO Max, they're on there as well. Some of the other ones.
So there are recommendations for the week. If you would like to recommend anything to us, then email us at familiarwilsons@gmail.com. Or you just want to drop us a line and suggest to us something for our pub, we're open. Or if you want to book some time in here, it's available for rental.
I will give you some pickled eggs.
Well, also, if you're in Gainesville, like I said before, and you want some beer today or tomorrow or the next day, come and get it, and you can get some pickled eggs as well. All right, Amanda, that's all there is. There is no more. What are we going to call this place? Because we said that we were going to call it something by the end of this episode. What are we going to call it?
The Pickled Egg.
That's actually not bad. Except you hate pickled eggs, so we don't want to.
I do hate pickled eggs, but I mean, you won't let me name it anything that sounds like penises, so I might as well name it after testicles. Do you know what Winthrop said to me the other day? He was talking to me about how he's been with me since I was born, and I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, the human egg. I wasn't expecting that from him. Also, I don't think he's put two and two together about how these don't just like spontaneously decide to make a child. So I need you to maybe follow up on that conversation sometime soon.
Really? I mean, I'm happy to. I'm going to say, son, when an egg and a sperm love each other,
yes,
they get together.
Yes.
And they make you.
Yes, do that. Don't do that. How old were the boys when you had this conversation?
Oh, we've done this. We bought them the books. Don't you remember?
But how old were you? They?
How old
what
was
grade?
I?
Yeah. Were you old enough to be having this conversation?
Yes. I don't remember. I'm pretty old.
He's gonna be in 4th grade. In 5th grade, they have the talk.
Okay,
at
then
school.
It was probably right before the talk, actually, because we wanted to.
They've taken that out of schools now. I don't know.
I don't know. 5th grade seems to be a good time to have this conversation. You mean that you don't think that they've had this conversation on the playground somewhere?
Somewhere. Hiding behind the slide. What? What do you mean somewhere?
Isn't that what's done?
I don't know. It's not what happened with Muffy.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That was all me. Made her cry.
Well, us.
Yeah, but you didn't mean to be there. I forced you into it.
All right, we'd like to thank the following people for their contributions to this planet, really. Justin, Matt, Antonio, Josh Scar, Daniel, Jason Buckets, Chicken Tom, R.I.P., Monique from Germany, Leo, Joey, Ryan Baker, Refined Gay Jeff, and Kate and Tony, Mark and Rachel, and Dan and Gavin. Ricky Kendall provided the theme music. Chris Barron added a little something to the middle of our podcast there. AJCW, Andrew Wilson, provided the music that you're listening to now, and of course the theme to Game Time. Thank you to all of these folks for their contribution. Of course, I'd like to thank my lovely wife, Amanda, who puts up with me. Thank you to Muffy and Winthrop, and my 2 sons, Daniel and Andrew, for all that they do and bring to our lives.
Did we think neighbors, Tony and Kate?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
They're in the list.
I wasn't listening.
They made the list.
I was reading about New York Times stuff still.
Oh, okay.
Put my app down now.
Email us if you think that we should have mentioned you, familiarwilsons@gmail.com. All right, folks.
Look how good the pub dog is being. I know you're in the middle of saying goodbye. You are so invested in this dog behaving. And I am just telling you that is one more benefit of your pub.
There you go. Now I'm going to cry.
Until next time, go be kind.
Bye.
Bye.